Sing Goddess, The Wrath of the Fonz, Smokepit Fairytales Part 2, Chapter 6, Shock Trauma Platoon. I woke up to the cold. I was on one of those flimsy green cots. Doc was sleeping in a chair a few feet away. I felt the stinging pressure of tears building behind my eyes. Doc! I groaned in a whisper. He didn't hear me. I tried to get up. My chest was in agony. I looked like a mummy with all the gauze around me. Doc! I looked around the floor. With great strain, I reached down to grab a pin off the ground. I tossed it to his head. My eyes started to itch. Doc shook himself awake and then smiled.
Morning, sunshine.
Where are we? I glanced around the room, filled with expeditionary medical equipment.
The shock trauma platoon station.
Latvia?
Latvia.
Tears started rolling down my face. God damn it.
We're at a Latvian Army FOB.
Why am I not with the other casualties? I was on the only bed in the room.
I wanted to see if you were going to wake up. I wasn't that worried about you. I had a pretty good feeling you were going to come out unscathed. I mean, you're still pretty full of holes, but they're healing.
I should be fucking dead.
We both should have been dead a long time ago, man.
How long have I been out?
No more than a week.
That was quick. I thought about the dungeon in Iraq and the Epic of Gilgamesh. I guess that fucking book was right after all. Doc stared at the floor.
Maybe we are immortal then.
I tried not to think about the implications of that.
Well, it's not like you had an artillery round blow you into little pieces. Again.
Yeah. I rubbed my leg and chest. They were tender and hurt from anything but the lightest touch. Well, at least when this is over, I can go home to Penelope.
Yeah, if there's a world left when this is over.
Is it that bad already?
Congress declared war on Russia yesterday.
Oh, that's fucking great. Oh, God, how many other places did they attack?
Just the Baltic states.
I'm having a hard time believing Congress declared war that quick over East Europe.
Yeah, Putin kidnapped the First Lady.
You're shitting me.
Nope.
I shook my head. Doc, do you ever think that you're in a bad sci-fi movie and the director just fucking hates you?
I'm starting to.
I lowered my feet to the floor. My shit around here anywhere?
Yeah, I'll dig it up here in a minute.
Doc pulled a uniform out of a box.
But I did get you new camis.
He tossed them over to me.
But there's no name tapes on them, so stay away from First Sergeant.
I started putting on the uniform. So, Putin kidnapped the First Lady?
Yeah, like him personally.
Oh, man, God damn it, man, seriously though, that guy's a fucking James Bond villain. I mean, who the fuck else would do that? Putin is just such a hard guy to hate. I mean, like, to think if we captured him, we'd only break 8 or 9 bones instead of beating him to death.
And it doesn't look like we're going to be going home anytime soon.
You saying we're not getting any more limo? Doc exhaled a deep breath and shook his head at me. I hated new uniforms. They were stiff and needed to be broken in. Doc pointed me to my gear. My Alice pack was covered in blood and full of holes. I guess it's good, blood stains brown. I looked at the hole the bullet went through. It wasn't much more than an inch above the sappy plate. I dug out a sweater and a pack of cigarettes. I slung my rifle and put my .45 in my right pocket. I took a few magazines off my flak and stuck them in my cargo pockets. I limped to the door window and peered out. It was overcast with a good 2 feet of snow on the ground. We were on the 3rd or 4th floor. This isn't much of a fob. We were in a cluster of maybe 7 buildings on the side of a mountain. There were a few dirt roads that led out. The hardest wall was made of sandbags, and there wasn't many of them.
Yeah, it's mostly just sea wire and claymores. We can smoke on the ladder well.
Awesome. Doc stood up and we walked out. You got a lighter?
I got your lighter.
He handed me the lighter Penelope got me for Christmas a few years back. It's the only lighter I'd used since. I fucking love the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps fucking loves me. I smiled a little as I read it and thought about Penelope. I lit up and coughed. I wheezed. Oh, it hurts to smoke.
You did have a sucking chest wound.
Don't remind me. I took short drags. I didn't want to waste tobacco. What's Chell here?
MREs.
Great. I took another short drag. It was getting easier. I lost my Kevlar.
Yeah, you're shit out of luck on that one, dude.
Marines were running below us, filling sandbags, setting up more barbed wire, and cleaning their weapons, among other things. How many did we lose?
About 40 KIA. Another 100 have been sent back to Germany. Fonz's squad ended up taking some pretty bad hits.
Yeah, I found Rios' arm.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, well, thanks for keeping me here.
Hank, you know full well that if I screwed you out of killing Russians, you'd never forgive me.
I smiled at Doc and surveyed our area again. Yeah, are we just digging in or what's going on?
3-8 and 1-7 are supposed to be here in the next week off Muse. There's an army division from Germany a little south of us. I heard that Blue Diamond and the 82nd Airborne are supposed to be here at some point, but who the fuck knows how long that's going to take.
So fucking World War III?
We'll see.
Hey, what's the fucking deal with the giant walking tanks?
Putin bots?
Is that what we're calling them?
That's what we're calling the Russian ones.
Just the Russian ones?
Yeah, apparently we have something similar, but we haven't seen any yet.
That's gonna make things fucking peachy. You know what I think's funny though? Remember watching giant Japanese robot movies and thinking the robots were fucking invincible?
Yeah.
Well, those things were scary, but they were pretty easy to score mobility hits on.
Yeah, they did seem like they needed more armor on their limbs, but those things are fast. One of the S2 Marines said that there's a flying model, so we could do paratrooper shit. Like, one of those could drop on us right now and probably take out the rest of the battalion out in the open like this.
So are we hiding?
Kind of, but that shit's why there's Marines with javelins and tow missiles on the roofs. And the Latvians have those anti-aircraft guns out there.
Makes sense. We went back inside and ripped open a couple MREs.
So, that chick was the Great White Buffalo.
Yeah, how fucked up's that?
And you killed her husband.
It was an accident, and his dumbass was gonna die anyway.
Yeah, he was kind of a dumb shit.
Yeah, so check this out. Dude was a fucking senator. I tore open my main meal.
He looked a little young for that.
That's why they were in town.
Yeah, I guess that explains a few things. But seriously, that shit's fucked up.
After we ate, I smoked again and hunted down the S shops. I practically had to suck the adjutant's dick to get a hold of a sat phone. I punched in Penelope's cell number and listened to the rings. Penelope's tired voice squeaked.
Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hank, oh my god! Are you okay?
Yeah, babe, I'm okay. I just got a little banged up, but I'm still in the fight.
I wish you weren't.
I know, but getting hurt enough to leave is pretty much being crippled for life.
That's not what I meant.
I know, baby. I heard Penelope sniffling. Hey, now, I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I'll be coming home to you.
When, Hank?
I don't know. Probably not anytime soon. How's the baby?
Healthy?
Have you thought about names yet?
I'm thinking Edward Thatch for a boy or Mary Reed for a girl.
Oh, those are good names. I lied. What the fuck kind of names were those?
Is your address going to be the same?
It should be.
Do you need anything?
Cigarettes. Lots and lots of cigarettes.
Lucky's?
Please, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, babe. I know you have work in the morning. I just wanted to let you know that I'm alive and still kicking.
Thank you for calling me.
Anytime.
I love you.
I love you too. Penelope stayed on the line for about 10 seconds before hanging up. I closed my eyes and lit a cigarette. I hated not talking to her for weeks, then only calling for a few minutes, but, that's the nature of the beast. I took the phone back and found Eclair on one of the buildings they were using for barracks. Yo! I patted him on the back.
Hey, brother. What's up?
Not much. Eclair looked worn out. I looked around and noticed all the Marines did. Hey, you got my, shit by chance?
I grabbed your sea bag, but I don't know what all I left behind.
It's cool, man.
So I take it you weren't shot enough for it to hurt?
I rubbed my chest. It was still sore. Oh no, it hurt. My leg's all fucked up. I'm gonna try to hobble along until someone kicks me back because I can't keep up.
Yeah, well, you look like shit, dude. Minus the new clothes.
Yeah, Doc grabbed them for me.
Cool.
Yeah. You, talked to Jenny recently?
A few days ago, she's flipping shit.
Well, we did come out here to train with Latvians and ended up fighting the Russians.
Yeah, apparently people are already protesting against the war.
Already?
Yeah. They don't think East Europe is our problem.
When have the American people thought the war was their fucking problem?
After Pearl Harbor?
I guess, but what about this First Lady fuckery?
I really don't think anyone gives a shit.
I sat down on Eclair's rack. My leg was starting to sting. Oh, that's America.
You get a chance to call Penelope?
Yeah. I scratched the back of my head. She sounded pretty distraught. My kid's gonna have a stupid fucking name because I didn't want to upset her more than she already was.
What's she want to name it?
Either Edward Thatch or Mary Reed.
I guess that's not terrible.
Eclair looked at his watch.
Well, hey man, I got your sea bag under my rack if you want it now, but I have to go to a brief.
Ugh. Have fun with that.
Actually, dude, you should come. The intel Marines are gonna give a brief on the giant robot Russian things.
Oh, no shit? Oh, fuck. I could check that out. The sergeants and above of the battalion crammed into a makeshift auditorium. It was dirty, broken concrete, like every other building I'd seen in the country, but at least it had windows and was free of bullet holes. A projector illuminated a white box of light on the wall.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Corporal Anderson, and today I will be briefing you on the enemy mechs. Next slide, please.
Said the Marine at the front of the room. His uniform hung on him like a tent. He was about 6'5" and 160 pounds. Anderson looked over at a Marine by a laptop. The white box of light on the wall was replaced with a photo of the giant metal tank like the ones in Daugavpils.
Some of you have seen this already. 5 of them have been destroyed in Daugavpils this week by Marines in the battalion.
Yelled a few of the Marines from the back. Probably the guys that made the kill.
Very little is known about these. We do know that they were constructed under Operation Putinbot using Varesan technology. This mech has been designated Bishop. Its arms are built to be able to utilize multiple weapon systems, and its fingers are all functional so they may be used for grab or lift. The Bishop is crewed by 1 pilot and is heavily armored around the cockpit. However, the armor around the limbs and joins were not manufactured well. You should be able to score mobility kills by firing missiles there. A catastrophic kill, on the other hand, will probably not be able to be obtained without close air support or artillery. There are also multiple camera systems aboard. While taking out the eye, or the main camera may stunt it momentarily, there are backup systems in place. It's assumed that there is a night vision and heat signature capacity as well. Next slide.
The next photo showed a picture of a different mech. It was a lot thicker than the Bishop. The torso looked like a tank hull with a turret as a head. Instead of a barrel on the turret, it had a red, eye-like camera like the Bishop did. It didn't have arms with fingers and hands, and the joints on the legs were backwards, like a bird.
Gentlemen, this is the Rook. You'll notice that unlike the Bishop, the Rook doesn't have arms. It does, however, have, on one side, a 23mm Gatling gun. And for the other arm, there's a 152mm repeating recoilless rifle. We believe it was built as a tank buster. The slides and underbelly are heavily armored. The top side, however, isn't as thick. Your best bet on these is going to be to hit it with a javelin missile from above. The 3 soldiers of its 4-man crew sit in the head with 1 in the hull. Next slide.
The next picture showed a more slender mech. Like the Bishop, it was very human-shaped. Its head looked identical to the Bishop's, but its joints were rounded instead of square.
This, gentleman, is the last of the 3, the Knight. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. Notice the cylinders on the back and shoulders. The Knight is capable of sustained flight for close to 2 miles. This allows the Knight to asymmetrically maneuver around the battlefield. If at all possible, avoid contact with this piece of machinery. It is equipped with 1 internal 108mm machine guns and can utilize any of the handheld weapons the Bishop uses. The suggested method of killing this is by CAS, however, if you're in a pinch and you can get it without seeing you. Any type of missile into the engines on the back may ground it. That said, you will still have to deal with the giant walking tank. At this time, do I have any questions?
Lieutenant Toshi raised his hand.
Yes, are there any more specifics you can give us on these things? Range, fuel type, maneuvering formations, anything of that nature?
Sir, unfortunately this information has been gathered by units on the ground over the last week. The 3-letter agencies and headquarters Marine Corps have not felt the need to send us anything they know. However, when I know, you will know.
What about information on the mechs coming here from Pendleton?
Lieutenant Toshi asked.
Sir, we don't know anything about them except that they exist. They should be in the AO this month, and we'll hook up with their S2 then and build a brief for the staff.
Thank you.
Eclair and I stood outside after the brief and lit cigarettes.
Jesus, dude.
I know, right?
I wonder what ours look like.
I don't know, man, but these things don't really seem much more difficult than a tank. They just pack more ass and one can fly.
That's the one that scares me, dude. That fucker could just land here and stomp on us all.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they have F-18s flying around specifically so that doesn't happen. And, you drop a JDAM on one of those and they're out.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Thanks for listening to another episode of this. My words are mouthing correctly today. What do we call this one? Shock Trauma Platoon? I think this is Shock Trauma Platoon. Thank you for listening to Shock Trauma Platoon. It's a chapter in this book. I had to think about it for a second because I fucking got done recording that like a week ago and then just started, doing the end slate for this. Now, the audio's been on Patreon since I got it done, but, hey, here, it's not scheduled for a few more weeks anyway. Like, what is today? Today's November 15th. I don't think you're getting this till December, so, I got buffer time on the YouTube front. I do have the next one recorded, and I need to start chopping that one up here soon. I've had a lot of stuff going on, personal life. Nothing bad, just, frustrating. Work's fun. Anyway, who'd I have on this? I had Eclair. I had Dan Brady being Eclair, right? Yeah, why wouldn't I? And then I had Chuck LaVoki playing Doc. But you know them, or at least you should know their voices by now. But as the, what was his name, Anderson? Anderson? Yeah, that was my buddy Kai Huber playing that dude. And then Lieutenant Toshi. So that's Luke Lamana from Wartime Stories. And when I had the first channel up, he gave me the shout out that, originally got that channel, had started down on the right path before, YouTube nuked it. So, thanks, Luke. But anyway, for those of you that are over here from there who found me again, yeah, that's him, Lieutenant Toshi. That's the Wartime Stories guy, Luke Lamana. And no big spoilers or anything, but that character does stay around for just a little bit, so there's more of him to come. Yay! So yay! Anyway, wish I had some more updates for you. There was a comment or something I was going to reply to, but fucking my brain has been full of fuck recently. And that's the dog. Anyway, life overall is good. Wife's good, house is good, animals are good. If you are also reading these books, though, I've got the art done for book 10 and 11. I'm working on the art for book 12, so that's coming soon. I'm shooting to have that done by January, but I still got to do the music that's in the books. And if you're not, haven't read ahead, if you haven't read ahead. Starting in the fourth book, I have a character, at least one character in each book that's a musician, so there is music in these books. I mean, sheet music in the back and all, which will be fun for when I get to these books, because I'll have to re-record that. I did record it all at some point. It's on Spotify and iTunes and all that. I'm probably going to delete that when I because I'm a when I redo that music with the appropriate, shit later on, now that I'm better at, sound design. Not that I'm the king of it or anything, but I'm a lot better than when I did that shit fucking however many years ago. So that'll be fun to do. What am I talking about? I am fucking rambling right now. Yeah, at some point, I think, and this will probably be, after these are out, I'll host a thing where it's hey, if you guys want to cover these songs, we'll do something for you. I don't know, do a giveaway or something if you, I don't know, play one of the songs yourself. But, that's a while away. And that's also assuming that we've got, more people watching by then, which I hope we do. Because I know this channel hasn't been up for, too long, a couple months at this point. So, there's a reliable 20 of you that are watching right now. I'm happy that you're here. And thank you all for supporting me however you can. I know, special shout out to the Patreon people, which I'm going to try to put them on this side of the camera this time. Trip, put them on that side, put the credits on this side, okay? I have to remind myself of things. Where was I going? I don't know where the hell I was going. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and, liking and commenting and, all that fun stuff. I always think it's funny when in YouTube videos they're make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Or it's dude, if they like the video, they're gonna do that anyway. You kind of sound like an idiot. Hey, grab me, see me. I don't know, that's just me. All right, well, I am going to get to editing this. Again, if you don't want to wait for me to read these to you, you can just go buy the book, or you can get the war chest. It might be too late to get that for Christmas, though, or at least by the time you're reading this, watching this, listening to this, because I have to make all those things to order, and I gotta get it mailed to me before I mail it out to y'all. So shit. If you order it right now, maybe, but who knows? And that's only if you need it for Christmas. You can't get it for just your reading pleasure. That was fun. Anyway, I'm Shitbrain. Fucking you have a good rest of your morning or afternoon or evening or whenever it is you're watching this. I will catch you later, and here are les bloopers. Ciao.
All right, here we go with chapter 6.
I lied. Remember when I said I would do this line last? I lied.
Penelope is pregnant. They call on the phone.
The sergeant's in above of the...
Yeah, we should just start that one over.
Why am I tripping over the word at? Anderson looked over at a Marine by a laptop. Jesus fucking Christ, Trip.
About 40 KIA, another 100 have been sent back to Germany. Fonz's squad ended up taking some bad hits. Just like I ended up taking a pretty bad reading of that line.
Well, we did come out here to train with... Get Get that booger out. Eclair and I stood outside after the brief.
I wasn't that worried about you. I had a pretty good feeling you were going to come out unscathed. Let's try that again.
After we ate, I smoked again and hunted down the S shops. I practically had to suck the adjutant's git. I'm thinking Mary up for first, yeah, you know what?